talk about Kanye West. Let's talk about Kanye West being sued, right? For $250 million by the Floyd family, right? And we're going to do our best, because I always say on this podcast, one day we're going to come in here and have a honest conversation. Today's, in part, that honest conversation. He's being sued by the Floyd family for 250, is it 230? 250 million, I believe. Pull up. Can anybody do a Google search for me? Just a quick Google search. How much did the Floyd family sue the NYPD? 250. All right, that's what the Floyd family is suing Kanye West for. How much did the Floyd family sue the NYPD for?
You mean the Minnesota PD?
Minnesota PD, excuse me, I'm sorry. Thank you. How much did the Floyd family sue them for? Can somebody tell me? Anybody? Somebody can do a Google. We'll wait. Somebody will do Google. Welcome to the stage.
I'm looking for it right now.
Thank you.
27 million.
I didn't hear you, love. Can you say that one more time?
$27 million.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Why would you sue the police department for $27 million, but sue Kanye West for 250? If we're going to have the whole conversation today, we need to have it entirely. Please stay with me. Don't go outside of George Floyd in the suit in the suit between Kanye West and the Floyd family and what happened with the police department and the Floyd family. Stay with me. Do anybody? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but why do you guys think that? I'm going to go to Instagram first, respectfully. Tap in. I got, what's happening with you, King? I got, what's my guy name? Spencer. Spencer, welcome to the stage, Spencer. I appreciate you being here, King.
I was honestly, I'll be honest with you, I was unaware about his lawsuit, but I wanted to chime in about the before subject. Sincere, my brother, I know we talked about this. I was wrong in my assessment of Kanye West because, first of all, I think it's wrong for us to attack a brother. You know what I'm saying? Especially when he's trying to. I saw the interview trying to do good for our people. I was wrong. I was wrong. I saw the interviews he did with Piers Morgan. I saw the interviews he did with Chris Cuomo. They kept trying to cut him off. You know what I mean? They didn't want him to be heard. Mm-hmm. And I think you gotta say the word allegedly. That's the key word. The allegedly Jewish media, or the Jews that run the media, allegedly are trying to attack him, and that's allegedly that's what they do. When you
look at it like this, Spence. Look at it like this, Spence. Let me tell you something, Spence. Like this, Spence. When he put out the White Lives Matter shirt, right?
No. Hold on, wait. But Sin, I'm working and I'm getting it. I just need you to stay with me. The lawsuit. I promise you, we're gonna get to all of it. I promise you.
I agree. I agree with the George Floyd's family. He does need to be sued because of all the suffering and pain that family went through.
Sure.
When it came to,
but why do you think they're being sued? But why? Hold on. One mic. Why do you think Kanye West is being sued for so much more?
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Because they know Kanye West has money, and they're still suffering. The police department never did nothing for them, so they're looking at it like, okay, if the police department's not doing nothing for me, I'm going to go after Kanye West and for his harsh claims against me as a family.
Other people have said way worse. They need to sue Tucker Carlson if they want to sue Tucker Carlson.
All right. Walk with me on this. Walk with me on this. I'm sorry, Spence. Somebody is chewing or doing something, and their mic is open. Just when you're not speaking, just mute up your mic. And when you're ready to speak, just open it. We'll let you go. Spence, were you finished with your point, beloved? I'm sorry. All right, cool. Sometimes you just got to put the question out there and let the answer, let people come to the answer that they will. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Floyd family, but let's talk about the Floyd family, right? Let's just be honest. Let's have an honest and whole conversation. What Derek Michael Shavar, I think is how you say his last name, what he did to George Floyd was crazy. Not taking nothing away from that. The views and opinions, the views and opinions of this podcast, you get what I'm saying? But let me continue.
They're not getting 250 from me. You say what you want, Broadway, but
they ain't getting 250 from me. What's happening with you, Trails? Everybody hit that like button that's in this room right now. What's happening right now? We got wild people in. Scroll to the top of this Clubhouse room and hit that link right there on the top of the Clubhouse room. Everybody on Clubhouse, on YouTube, hit that link, hit that like button. Please hit that like button. We streaming live on YouTube. Please and thank you. Check this out. Shout out to the Floyd family.
All right, much respect to them for what they
Much respect for what that's tragic. And let's be clear, it was the knee on his neck that was applied allegedly. Well, I can't say. I saw the tape. We're gonna have a alleged conversation because it's been proved in a court of law that it was the knee that killed them, right? That's a fact, right? That's a fact.
No.
That's not a fact? Correct me. Giants, I'm here.
He was killed by a 68. He was strangled. So the knee on his neck cut off his breathing. He was choked to death. But
by the knee, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. I'm rolling.
Yeah, can I comment?
Go for it.
Peace. His death was, according to the coroner's report and another report, his death was the result of the lack of oxygen to his vital organs, his brain, etc., etc. He had three men. He had three men on, one on his neck, one in his chest area, one on his legs. So that's circulatory, that's respiratory. The combination of that weight, decreased the ability of his body to function in its proper capacity of inhaling and exhaling to bring oxygen into the body. And yes, that's in the court. That now the defense is the one that brought up the quote unquote trace amount argument with the fentanyl. That was a defense tactic, and it was particles 100 per 1 billion. So yeah, it was trace amounts.
All right, so here, follow me, and thank you for that, dude. Preem, shout out to the guard. Peace to the guard. So there's another side to the conversation that's not being had, though. Another whole side to the conversation that's not being. What do we do on Live on Broadway podcast? I said it earlier on, but what do we do? What am I? What do we do here? Anybody tell me? Clubhouse?
Hold people accountable.
Let's hold them accountable. Why was the police called for? I'm going to say, and I know nobody else probably going to ride down this cliff with me, but George Floyd was a crackhead. He was a heroin. He was on drugs. We going to have this whole conversation or we not? Let me know, because I'll leave right now. I'll leave it alone, and we could go about our own business. We going to have this conversation or not? It was leg that he was stealing from the store. Do I have that point right? Do I have that right?
No, you have it incorrect.
All right, what was it?
What does his drug use have to do with him being murdered?
Because
they said he
because how did the police get to the scene? What did they say?
The store clerk believed that he was given counterfeit money. So
okay,
he called the police because he believed that he purchased an item, whatever item it was, with counterfeit money. So that's it.
So when you're purchasing something allegedly with counterfeit money, what is that called?
It's called fraud.
It's not called.
It's called fraud. If you print in the money yourself,
it's still the same thing.
But no, it's not stealing.
Right.
You know how many people? You know how many people then gave.
So it's not stealing.
Listen, it's not stealing if you ain't intend to steal, and it's not stealing if it's not proven. So one,
So
if
George
somebody
Floyd
gives
did. So
me,
George,
if a store clerk gives me back a $20 bill and it's not real, and I don't know that it's not real, and I go somewhere else, and now
stop,
that
stop.
person is
We gotta
putting a
stop
pen
that.
on it, then
But
what?
we gotta stop that. We really gotta stop
Stop
that.
what?
We gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop acting like
All right,
we.
so he's a crackhead and he's nobody to you,
I'm
and
not
so his
saying
life.
no. I'm not saying that.
Okay,
Hear me loud. I'm not
I'm
saying that his
listening.
life don't matter. Not saying that. I'm saying that there's another side to the conversation that's not being had because he lost his life. I'm saying that there's another
So
side
the
to the
conversation
just
is
hear me.
always had
Hear
when it
me.
includes black people.
Hear me,
So
please. Hear
I don't
me.
know
Hear me,
who
King.
didn't.
King, hear me. Just hear me. I'm saying that there's another side to the conversation that we're not having because he's black. We as black people like to act like just because we black that we right. Just because you're a woman and you have rights don't mean that you right. Just because I'm a man and I have rights don't mean that I'm right. I could do some bullshit and rest on the fact that I'm black and call and make it a race issue when the police probably have reason to pull me over. Just because I'm black, everything isn't always associated with it being black. And a lot of times I think with what Kanye was saying, right, is it gets lost in translation because he was saying a lot. He was saying a lot. But a lot of times we don't give grace to our giants. No pun intended. The people that set the tone, that does something for us, that moves the envelope forward, that employs so many black people, we don't give them grace. We ready to cancel them. But I'm going to get back to cancel culture in a minute because that's going to take a while. Everybody hit that like button. That's going to take a while. But George Floyd, yes, his life matters. Yes, his life is significant. Not taking nothing away from that. What I'm saying is that in regards to George Floyd, there was something that happened for the police to come on the scene. But we don't. But we're not. Hold on. But we're not having that conversation when it comes to George Floyd.
We did.
Oh my God.
And in every situation, because what you
What's
said
the conversation?
was
Tell me what the conversation that was had. How did the police get to the scene?
What I'm saying is,
but hold
it
on,
was
just roll with me, King.
That conversation was had.
King, just roll with me, please, Queen. Just roll with me. I'm asking you a direct question. Why was the police called to the scene?
Because of counterfeit money. I said that part already. And I'm also saying
so do you
that
believe that it was counterfeit money?
I don't know what it was. The person don't know what it was. They suspected that's what it was. Maybe because they felt that way about how he looked because he was a drug user.
I need
so
you
I don't
guys
know what it
to
was. It
think.
could have been. It don't have to be.
Stop. Everybody stop. Please, 1 second. I need you guys to just think for a second. Stop listening to what everybody else is saying. And that's the problem. I feel like we just listen to what media puts out there. We just listen to certain narrative that's created. We're not sitting here in it and just thinking about it. We're not being critical thinkers. We're just listening and echoing what everybody else is saying. And that's Kanye. What I'm saying about Kanye is Kanye's not echoing whatever. No, he is. I'll get to that. He is. Excuse me. I misspoke. What I'm saying is black people, I'm speaking about what I know. Black people, we have a way of being parakeets. We just start chirping and talking and people from a distance that don't know no better be like, oh my God, they're so smart. When you actually look inside the bird's head, it's like so small. They're not really smart. They're just mimicking everything that you do. And that's what I hear and I watch. Like I said in the beginning, I sat down and I watched.
That's what I be watching too.
And I sat down and I watched the Drink Champs all 4 hours because it wasn't 3 hours. It's closer to 4 hours. I watched I watched Nori walk it back. I watched Puff. I watched it all, and I watched the people more importantly. And I said to myself, "Well, God damn it." Is anybody thinking about this? Is anybody want to have an honest conversation? Because this ain't about caping or bailing Kanye West out. But I'm not going to do it the same side on the Floyd family neither. The Floyd family is suing Kanye West for $250 million. They sued the police department for 27 Y'all want to have this conversation. I digress. Continue on. Continue on.
Can I jump in?
Go for it, dude.
So I can assure, like, just for everyone as I speak, I've done every possible research on this whole entire thing. Like, I'm definitely not one of these people that buy into narratives promoted by either side. I know for a fact that George Floyd and what's his name, Derek Chauvin, that's the officer who murdered him, had a prior relationship. They used to do security work at a nightclub.
Okay.
And it was known that money laundering and money washing would occur at that club. So Derek was upset, was a little concerned that George Floyd was out there spending and using the money the way he was using it out in the open like that. So there are some backstories to their actual relationship. They actually worked together.
Wake that up, Dupreme. Wake it up.
So what you're saying is you feel like there was ulterior motives? Do you think that it was ulterior motives when it came to that?
No, I'm saying there was some anger. There was some associated anger in that confrontation. And I think the lawsuit, the amount of the lawsuit, the reason why it's so hard, you got to remember at this stage, because that was 27 million. That's probably the whole freaking budget for that police department. So if we look at the scale of that, I'm sure the lawsuit was for a higher amount. 27 million is a lot of money for a small police department, right? And the scale of what Kanye, when you're dealing with Kanye, is different scales. So it is the attorneys that sit down and assess the potential damage that has been done, the defamation of character, et cetera, that has occurred as a result of his name being shamed. So they come up with those numbers.
So Dupreme.
Now, certainly they don't expect to get 100 or 250 million, but they're gonna go for the most, and it's probably much less if it ever goes to court. I don't even think it's gonna go to court.
So Dupreme, did Kanye West do more than the police department that killed George Floyd?
No. I mean, no. Did he infect? Yeah, no. I mean,
but that's my question right there, right?
No,
if Kanye West didn't do more to kill George Floyd, why is he being sued for?
Because he killed him again.
Stop it! No, he didn't. He did not.
He killed him a second
No, he
time.
didn't.
And you killing him a third time.
No, I'm not.
Talking about how
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Obnoxious.
I'm not.
Don't have nothing to do with anything.
because we're gonna have an honest conversation today. Because nobody is talking about the other side to it. Everybody is like this. Everybody's looking at Everybody's looking at the photo that's being taken, and nobody's asking who's taking the photo. Nobody.
So can I make one comment?
Please.
I'll say this, God. I'll say this. So what happens in the wake of his death, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest, and this may sound a little insensitive. What it reminds me of is how important it is the way we live our lives. Because if that was, and I'm gonna say, if that was me, right? And I'm not saying I'm better, but all the things and all the involvement I've had with my family, my community, the deeds, et cetera, there would be more of a story to it, and you couldn't box me into no crackhead category. And I think that our lives, how we live it, how we live our lives, really, really matters. It really matters. It really, really matters. I land on that.
Well, like, can I bring
I just want to know, so one human is better than the other or worth more than the other? Because
you're missing it. It's going right over your head.
Wait. Don't even respond to me. I don't even, let's clip that because I don't even care about that. Point is, every time there's a situation where a black person is a victim, because we saying that this conversation is never had. I don't know, maybe you mean the conversation is not had in this room, but anytime a black person is a victim of any crime, the media and police and whoever else is presenting the information, they definitely scrutinize that person's
Moving the
past and they
goalposts.
tell you all the negative things about that
You're
person.
moving the
How am I
goalposts.
moving the goalposts?
We're
You're saying
talking
that,
about George Floyd.
and I'm talking about George Floyd as well. And the media already said all the nasty negative things they needed to say about him. So who didn't have the conversation about
Black
the fact that he
people.
was a crackhead?
Black people.
Who didn't have the
Black
conversation
people.
about the fact that he had
Black
a
people.
counterfeit $20 bill?
Black
Who
people.
didn't have that conversation?
Black
That's
people.
crazy.
Black people. We didn't have that conversation. We
So
didn't have that conversation. We didn't. We no.
should be taken into account
My
to say
motivation today is to hold George Floyd accountable for his shit too.
for being a crackhead.
Hold on. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. It's about holding. It's also about holding everybody else accountable for their shit too. The police department, they shit too. And I led with what happened was tragic. I take nothing away from that. But at some point in time, we gonna stop acting like George Floyd. Like the guard, like Dupreme just said, the way you lead and live your life matters. Because when that eulogy is being spoken,
sad.
no, it's not. It is. It is sad. It is sad.
This is a very sad.
You know why? That's a great segue. You know why it's sad? Because Kanye did what? Kanye wore a shirt that wore White Lives Matter, him and Candace Owens, right? They wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter.
And to the naked eye, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not to the naked eye. Because it's about interpretation and what you're perceiving. And there was nothing wrong with the shirt that he wore.
There's nothing wrong with the shirt.
Let me finish.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with the shirt that he wore. White lives do matter.
All lives matter.
Let me finish. No. Fuck you, King. White lives do matter. But the thing that, hold on, just because I pause isn't insert yourself. Give me a second. What I'm saying is white lives do matter. And there's nothing wrong with Kanye wearing the shirt saying white lives matter. The issue is how black people see the shit.
And why do you think black
Hold
people
on,
see
just
it
because
way?
I'm pausing don't mean insert yourself. Give me a second, please. The reason why I'm saying that is to say that they've been showing us our total existence, that their lives are the ones that matter. That's what the police, that's what white people has been showing us. So he wore the shirt, and this is why I say, not caping for Kanye, but I feel like, and I see these comments, and I'm going to get to that, Tracy. I see that you woke up on YouTube. Just bear with me. Black people, we try to be, we have right to be sensitive, right? Because we went through some traumatic shit. What the Holocaust was for the Jews is what slavery was for black people, right? We have right to be sensitive, as do the Jews, as do they. But the conversation I'm having here with you guys tonight is before we can actually get into this bag of asking a person, well, why did you do that? Yo, King, why do you think that way? Yo, Spencer, how did you feel about that? Or Dupreme, or asking a fair question, we automatically get up. Black people moved the goalposts. When Kanye West was out here saying things like George Bush don't care about black people, we was championing him. When he jumps on the stage and he wears the Pope on one side of the shirt and then he puts White Lives Matter on the other side of the shirt, we get in uproar. Hold on. Let me throw it to Clubhouse. Let me throw it to Instagram. Spence, I'm sincere. Tap in with me, please. Do you guys give me any pushback? Is there any pushback? How do you guys feel entirely? I'm going to come and read this comment. I'm going to read